Hi, and welcome to the Pints and Pipes podcast.
Strap in for some more nonsense.
BOSH.
BOSH. Yo,
Hi.
how are we doing?
I'm alright, you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit. Feels like I haven't seen you.
I haven't seen you in a long time. Last time I saw you, we were drinking Guinness in the Devonshire.
It was, that's the last time.
Copious
2
amounts of
weeks.
Guinness.
2 weeks.
Are you well?
I am well.
Good.
I am well, to be fair.
And just to add that I'd forgot to do the cough count of my ADHD.
Again.
For all the viewers that are following the cough count, Mark started on a cough of 5, following podcast 3, and then the last podcast was 0.
Yes, I am healed. Hallelujah.
I am no longer your doctor. You are fixed. You are free to go.
I know, yeah. So luckily you don't need to do a full examination of me, which I'm quite pleased about.
Do you need another sick note writing?
That might help. Can I get a disability parking badge?
I did get one off eBay, but it's coming from China. It's in Chinese, actually.
From AliExpress.
Yeah. An AliExpress blue badge,
Sound?
but it's yellow.
Nice.
So, we've had loads of questions, haven't we?
Oh, mate, we've had loads. It's great.
It is good.
Great.
Thank you so much.
I do fear that we're going to have to, kind of do a few at a time.
Yeah.
People might have to be patient. We're not being rude, but it's really cool.
It is
It's
good.
really cool that people are wanting to interact with us and really want us to discuss the stuff they want us to discuss.
Which is funny.
Also, I might just add, this certainly in principle is an audio only again, because obviously we're learning about video, because we are two buffoons that decided to... That's a cough.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I'm going to count that one.
I'm
gonna
okay.
see. You might be okay, but we need to check.
Yeah.
If you cough again, then we've got an issue. But we have got our phones in front of us, just testing out recording, seeing how it goes, and there might be YouTube shorts.
It may be.
There might be YouTube shorts. There might be a video of this eventually once we learn how to do it.
Have you put your glasses on because we're doing a video? Because this is the first time I've seen you in glasses doing a podcast.
I put it on for when I'm doing my reading, because I literally realised this weekend, because these are brand new, the glasses.
Yeah, very good. You're very intelligent.
I'm not very intelligent.
You look like a scientist who's just discovered a new atom.
Do I? Yeah.
You know, who's been in his office with a beard.
No, I realised this weekend, because me and Side-Eye have been away.
Yeah.
And we like to play Scrabble, and we were playing Scrabble in a bar yesterday, and I literally could not see a thing.
You can spell?
I can spell.
Wow.
I can spell. I can't do anything else.
3 words, 4? What was your biggest?
Probably 5.
A 5.
A 5.
I'd struggle with a 3.
I tend to struggle to get past the swear words. But, hey, because we don't necessarily play proper Scrabble, me and Sarah. We play off the Oxford English Dictionary. Because, believe it or not, there's a difference between the Oxford English and the Scrabble.
Really?
Yeah, because you can't swear in the Scrabble one, so we're like, let's solve that.
We've been told off about swearing, haven't we?
We've had a little bit.
Sorry.
So we're trying to tone it down a bit. I can't promise not to do it at all. It's in my vocabulary.
I'm not.
I like you.
I don't give a shit.
Power.
No, this is my podcast. I have a potty mouth, and I shall continue to have one.
Nice.
But I will limit certain words.
Yes. I think we can try.
We'll try, but we can't make promises.
No promises.
Let's talk about Devonshire.
Devonshire, yeah, let's cover that off. So, obviously, on the last pod, we discussed Dublin in a day, and there was a gang of us going to the Devonshire for the day, which we did.
Nearly missed the train back. Again.
What a day.
Jesus.
What a day.
What a day.
What a day.
Yeah.
Lots happened. Obviously, there's been a bit of chatter on the Facebook page, I think between mainly yourself and Ruben Crouch. Who was infamously bringing Negronis, and I definitely backtracked on what I said on the podcast.
You said no Negroni.
And then me being the kind of pushover that I am, I mean, he turns up with a water bottle full of Negroni, warm. And now, if people don't know what a Negroni is, let's start off with what a Negroni is.
It's basically warm cat piss, in my mind.
No, it is not. That's a swear word. Have I got to start literally
Possibly.
Oh, I hope
Piss.
not. I hope not. Give me a warning.
There's going to be a lot of beeps in this then.
So he turns up. So Negroni is equal measures of gin, red vermouth, and Campari with ice and a nice wedge of orange or a slice of orange, fresh orange.
Which he actually brought as well.
No, it was a Satsuma.
Oh, no, it was a Satsuma, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we thought he'd been really good and elegant, and it was actually turned out
So
it was
what
a
he'd
Satsuma.
done is he pre-mixed his Negroni, put it into an empty water bottle, brought it in his pocket or whatever. Just brings up this little sandwich bag of cut up Satsumas and some paper cups. And serves up these Negronis, and I felt a bit of peer pressure when, you know, some of the other contestants on the trip, Pete the farmer was one who was sat next to me. He was like, "I'll have one," and I was like, at this point, like Ruben's looking at me as if saying,
Really? Are you going to be the only one apart from?
Because I actually thought I was going to be the only one, and to be fair, you and Skipper
Webb denied.
You held firm and didn't partake in the Negroni situation.
It's grim.
But I did. So we did do 9:30 a.m. Negronis on the train.
It was quite interesting on the train. We're sitting with a load of people who've probably just taken the later train to London for a meeting.
Leisure purposes.
Leisure purposes there with a laptop. Tapping away on the laptop.
Yeah.
And then there's eight. Was it 8 people?
It was 8 of us, yeah.
8 of us in paper cups. You 6 actually
6,
participating.
because there were 2 people that
Drinking warm cat piss.
Negronis.
With an orange.
With an orange chaser. So that was the start of the day, and then we got down to we got down to London. We went for a recce pint first, didn't we? So we went to a random pub just off of Oxford Circus, tube to Oxford Circus. Went for a recce pint of Guinness.
So we didn't need a recce. What did we need? We needed like a
benchmark.
A benchmark. That's it. Yeah.
So we did that. So that was the first part of the day, and then we trotted on down to the Devonshire, and you'd concocted a wind-up against me to get all the lads to say that the Guinness wasn't up to much, and then got let down massively by Ruben Crouch.
Yeah.
Who just sat there went, cracking.
Yeah. So on the way down, anyone who'd listen in the group where Mark wasn't in earshot, I was saying, right, Mark's really passionate about the Devonshire, and I need to make sure that he's disappointed when everyone goes, it's nice, but it's not that good. And to be fair, most people pulled it off, apart from Ruben Crouch, which I'm going to put down to the Negronis, went, oh, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
You bastard.
Yeah, so we did do quite the good test of the Guinness. We had quite a lot.
14, was it?
In the Devonshire, I think it was 10
or
9, and then we'd had the one before. Then we moved on to a pie and mash shop, had some more beer and pie and mash, which
I will say, in the pie and mash shop, Andy Burton, I'm naming you, boy, can that boy eat.
Animal.
Wow. What was it?
Two pies with mash and then a sticky toffee pudding. Chocolate brownie. Chocolate brownie.
Yeah.
Whereas I was a singular pie man, so
I was a double pie man. I went double.
I was single, but I didn't have a deso.
Yeah.
And then we went on to another pub, had another couple of pints, played Perudo, the dice game, Liar's Dice. What a game! That needs a conversation at some point.
It does.
And then we decided, because we were kind of in limbo, we knew we got a train to catch, and we were like, we either have another pint here or we head back to Euston and have a pint near there. Luckily we did, because just as we got off the tune, my phone starts going crazy, and it's Mobility, who literally was messaging and calling away to say, your train's been cancelled, you've got a choice, you can either get a slightly earlier one or a way later one. And it was like 10, we just got off the tube at Euston, 10 minutes time, let's run and get the early one. So we all got a load of scran, some more beers, and got on the train on the way home. Mission complete, back to the Shire.
This was nearly a repeat of Dublin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Missing the last
Yeah,
train. Well,
absolutely.
in our defence, it had been cancelled, hadn't it?
It had been cancelled, not our fault. It's not like we missed the train.
National rail services yet again.
Fantastic services.
And obviously you can't change your ticket because your ticket's locked in with some bloody train company, and it's not transferable, so you've only got to buy another ticket for £9,000. just to get back from London.
Yeah, why not?
Absolute tossers. So it's no wonder people don't use the train.
No, do you know what I mean? Although we do need to box off the Guinness debate, Devonshire, Dublin.
Right.
I think I should go first because
As you are wing commander of the trip.
I don't think there's much in it.
No.
I don't.
I'd agree.
Both are cracking. You know, went to Dublin, the Guinness was cracking all day long. It is better than your average pub in the UK.
Yeah.
And we went to the Devonshire, and I would say it's a better pint of Guinness than your average pub in the UK, including my own, I would say. I would actually throw my own pub because we don't apply the same science with gassing and all that other stuff that I'm not going to bore the crap out of everyone with.
It's very hard to keep, isn't it, Guinness, properly? To get
it
it
is,
to
and
serve
like I said, there was a science to it. They have their own cellar, all this other stuff that we just don't have the space or the inclination to be able to do. So between Dublin and Devonshire, there's not much in it.
We inspired one of our podcast listeners, Hi Pat, is his name.
Hi Pat, you right, mate?
He actually took his wife down to the Devonshire.
Did he?
Based on our last podcast and what we mentioned about.
Okay, I don't know about this. This is brand new information.
I haven't seen it.
I know. Oh yeah.
So he sent me a message saying, "Where am I?" And I thought, that looks like the Devonshire. I said, "You in the Devonshire?" He's like, "Yep."
Wow.
So I didn't guess it at first, and then I sort of had an inkling that it was the Devonshire. So yeah, we've inspired him, and he loved it as well. Although he did tell me he'd gone to 3 different pubs first because he got the wrong pubs until he found the actual correct Devonshire.
Well, kudos to Pat. I'm impressed that we inspired somebody to do that. I think Pat should get an air horn.
Yeah.
Kudos to Pat.
Big up on Pat.
Big Pat, legend in the game. So, yeah, I think, all truth be told, there's not much in it.
No, it's
But it's
true.
a cracking pint of Guinness, and ironically, it was probably the cheapest pint of Guinness we had all day.
It was, actually, yeah.
Which is mental.
And the weirdest cocktail sausages that are served as a snack.
Oh, that's class. I like that.
And what was it? Scotch eggs as well?
Well, yeah, because we sent Andy, the eater, to the bar
The feeder.
with the wallet.
Yeah, that was a bad mistake.
And he came back, and I think the average round was it was about 60 quid, and it was a £125 round because him and Ruben had gone to the bar and ordered 4 Scotch eggs, 4 of the mini sausages, 4 chips.
Yeah.
So and we were like, we only wanted a snack. Like,
Not a meal. Yeah.
No, it was 8 sausages. We all got sausage each,
Yeah.
half a Scotch egg and half a bowl of chips each.
Yeah.
And it was 125 quid out the kitty. Blast, rat-a-tat-tat.
The Guinness gone.
But all in all, it was a good day had by
It was.
all. We all made it back. Everyone was in good shape. We did Jaeger bombs. We did.
yeah.
I believe Ruben had a Bloody Mary because Pete the farmer bought it for him. So yeah,
It was very good.
We're quite well behaved, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
quite
thought
well
it was quite
behaved.
well behaved.
Some Neanderthals.
And it was an interesting. I found it interesting as well. I found it interesting, very interesting. I had, because you're talking to different people from different walks of life, and I talk to people over the bar, whatever. That's how I met you, effectively.
Yeah.
However, I sat and talked to Pete the farmer. I'd love to get him on here one day.
Yeah, Pete, we're getting you on it.
He's a bit of a shy bugger, but I'd love to get him on. He's a legend in the game for a start. Man likes a drink.
Nothing. Carry on.
Okay.
Something that came to my head.
However, I was discussing the price of beef. He's a cattle farmer, about how much the price has gone up lately. Like we're feeling it in our industry. He was telling me about his side of things, and about how much he sells a cow for and how little he actually makes on a cow. Stuff that as a chef I wasn't even aware of. So Joe public aren't going to be aware of that.
No. It's a Clarkson's farm type situation.
Oh,
isn't
100%.
it? And it was quite nice to see that, was it 9:20 or 9:30 when we got on the train? Pete got on the train. Well, no, even Pete, because that's his name. Pete got on the train watching the videos of his cows in the cattle sheds.
Oh, cow cam was amazing.
Cow cam.
Was amazing. He was watching that at 9 in the morning. We were in Costa, getting a coffee, and I'm like, what's you, Pete? What's going on with your phone? He's like, look at this. I'm like, what?
Cow cam.
Cow cam. I'm like, I could sit and watch this.
But he knew the cows, which one was which as well.
Oh, yeah, man.
That boy knows his cows.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about animals, may as well just discuss it now. Have you heard that Mommy Pig, Arthur Pepper Pig, is pregnant?
Wow.
I know, scenes. Scenes. And they actually, as much as I'm messing around, it was actually one of my kids that told me this tonight. And they actually, on Good Morning TV, had what I would consider a serious TV presenter interview Mommy Pig. What? It was mental. And like Mummy Pig's there, and he's going, "How you doing, Mummy Pig?" Peppa Pig walks in. "Oh, she's so cute." And then like literally Mummy Pig's going, "Just to let you know that we're gonna have a baby." And he's like, "Oh, that's amazing."
This is fucked up.
What? Like what?
Well, I have questions because Daddy Pig's a fucking unit.
There's rumours. Apparently, Daddy Pig said it's not his.
I mean, was Daddy Pig at Bonnie Blue's lineup?
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, he's clearly making scenes.
Bonnie Blue update. She was pregnant for 5 minutes.
Yeah, what was it? 1,057 men. I mean, at least Peppa, not Peppa Pig. Mommy Pig had one. Daddy Pig.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that.
I'm talking to G's, Mr. Bull, absolute G. Mr. Bull, absolute G.
Maybe it's his.
Maybe.
I mean, there could be a Peppa Pig paternity
test.
He
could have stopped digging up the road for a minute and gone digging elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but I used to love Peppa Pig when Daddy Pig used to drive up the hills, right?
Oh, so good.
2-wheel drive car, front wheel drive, 4 up, probably like 1 litre, and that bad boy would go up something like a Discovery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What a programme.
And the handbrake was superb because a lot of the times he stopped on the hill. I don't know why.
Superb.
Just have
definitely not leaving it in first either. No. Welcome to the Pints and Pipes podcast, where we discuss Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig and Bonnie Blue.
I think we should put in the same conversation. Oh my god!
Although Bonnie Blue is a bit of a pig, isn't she?
Well, there you go. But I think that's enough of.
Maybe we should get her on here on the podcast.
Absolutely not.
That'd be great.
Oh yeah, I can only see how well that goes.
So tell me, Bonnie. No, let's not.
Let's just go there. Can we just park that away?
Shall we talk about some questions we've had?
Well, we've had some responses to questions as well, haven't we? Some more Manhouse stuff. There's a lot more Manhouse stuff going on.
Darren sent us a cool one about the Manhouse.
Yeah.
He wants a zip line, doesn't he?
Well, he wants, basically, obviously, because there's going to be a bar there, he wants an outdoor inflatable zip line, gladiators kind of situation where you can just get tanked up, go outside and do a gladiator eliminator situation, which...
Gladiators in Gladiators, like we used to watch on ITV, not Gladiator the film where you take out a whole village.
I mean, if there's lions and stuff involved, I'm in. Like, they could do a bit of a mash up of it, mash up the ting. And that goes back to wrestling animals, doesn't it? Exactly.
What animal would you take on?
I told you, I'm Emperor Penguin. We have had quite a lot of animal chat and banter.
Yeah.
John House, John Lowe, who asked that question originally, said he was in the kangaroo, in with kangaroos on you. We've had quite a lot of chatter.
Side-Eye sent a video of a kangaroo attacking a dog and then a bloke punching the said kangaroo in the face, didn't she?
Yeah, but he was Australian, you're not.
G'day, mate.
Struth.
I'll punch that kangaroo straight in the face. But it's quite interesting, though, that the kangaroo actually stood up and sort of almost pushed its... In fact, if you get on YouTube and type in kangaroo... Was it kangaroo and dog, isn't it? Or something like that. And the kangaroo abducts the dog. And then the owner of the dog, runs up to the kangaroo, squares up to it like a pub fight, punches the kangaroo square in the face, and the kangaroo stands up to him. It's impressive. But I still reckon I'd have the kangaroo.
No, I'm still going with you're the guy on the salmon advert, like fighting the bear for the salmon. I can see it.
Bear v bear.
Yeah.
Bear v bear. So, do you want to do a question?
Yeah, I think like this is kind of like got to the point where it's becoming a little bit of a Q&A, which I quite like. People want to ask us questions.
Well, we do ask for them.
We did ask for them. We had a great response on the Facebook this week. It was probably because I learned how to work Facebook and turn on share. That helped quite a lot, and people were sharing it quite a lot. So I thank the people that have been sharing.
Yeah, please give us a share.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really helped us loads. Actually,
I definitely realised this week that I hadn't turned share on. So therefore, when we were asking people to share, they were unable to. And it was when you messaged me and went, "Turn share on." And I don't know how.
And not care if I can.
And that's not because I'm not technologically minded. I don't use Facebook. Many years ago, I took the decision to come off Facebook. I still have an account, but I just came off it. Just went, I'm having enough to do with that.
Yeah.
I had my reasons. And I just stayed on the Twitter sphere. X now. Elon Musk.
Are you on X?
I am on X.
Oh, right.
It's kind of like the dark web.
It frustrates me, X does.
I just follow like random people who've obviously psychopaths. Like I follow
that a genre?
like parody accounts, like one that's the Queen, like when she was alive, God rest her soul.
Yeah.
But like some of the stuff she used to come out with, obviously not the Queen, but there's loads. And I follow loads of parody accounts. It's like the dark web. They'd get shut down on Insta. I use Insta mainly a lot for work, and I just find it a way more.
Here's a question for you. So, if you had to pick who you thought would be funnier with a few gins in them, say we was having a sit down now and the Queen was here, or the King, bless her, if she was still alive, who do you reckon would be funnier? Who do you
Queen.
reckon? I think the Queen, yeah.
I reckon the Queen was a gangster.
I reckon she had some.
Charlie Boy's boring, hasn't he?
Yeah, I reckon the Queen's got some good bants.
Yeah, total bants.
She was quite a funny character.
Total bants.
Yeah,
total
I'd agree
bants.
with that. I'd agree with that.
Interesting fact, one of my close friends, Ben, you know Ben.
I do.
He's one of the best men at my wedding. If you ever asked him who is your celebrity crush, it was always the Queen.
Really?
Yeah, this is like when he was 18 years old. Like he's like in his 30s now, and like, but he's still to this day go. If you could have anyone, who would it be? Like Queen, cool lads.
The Queen. Wow.
Cool lads.
That's a crush, isn't it?
Yeah, weird man.
Hey, actually, that's a good question.
Go on.
Moving forward, for people to write in with weird crushes.
Weird crushes.
Yeah. So if you got a weird crush or someone you think like no one else thinks, you can rename. You know,
you could open the floodgates here.
This would be funny though, wouldn't it? Because there's some like that you think, God, you know, would you really? Yeah. So that's a good one.
What question are we going for? Because you've got the notes. Because you take notes, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So Skipper Webber sent us a question. Bless his cold soul.
Skipper Webb. Whoop, whoop.
Whoops. Skipper Webb.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. He can have a one, can't he? Skipper Webb.
He deserves air horns.
All right.
What career would you do if you weren't a chef or a plumber?
Who's going to first? Do you want me to take this one first?
Yeah, go on. If you got one.
Mine's an easy answer. I don't even have to think about it. Postman.
Really?
Yeah, postman. No thoughts needed.
And
I can explain why.
Yeah, okay.
Because I lived in Manchester for about 12, 13 years. And at the time, my favourite pub was called the Marble Arch. Great pub. Brewery inside the pub.
Right.
Microbrewery, so you could sit in the brewing room drinking your ale. That was back when I used to drink a lot of ale. I tend to drink lager now. You know, sat here drinking my pint of Carlsberg before anyone asks. Cooking lager. And over the road from said Marble Arch was the main Manchester post office, gaff sorting office, whatever it is, where all the postmen went and collected all their shit and left.
Right.
And I'd sit there in the boozer at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, either on a split shift or on a day off. And these boys would be done for work by like 3 o'clock in the boozer every day. And I'm like, right, I could have my iPod on all day or sit in my van all day, drive around, delivering post.
Would you have a cat in the front of the van?
All day long.
What would it be called?
What would the cat be called?
Yeah.
Sydney. Sydney the Slayer.
I can see with a cat called Sydney.
It would be Sydney the Slayer.
Would it be ginger or black and white?
It would be Ginger.
Ginger cats.
Ginger
Because
cat.
they're nasty bastards.
Yeah, because if anyone tried to steal my post, I'd
Hand
just throw
into the
cat.
van. Yeah. Cat scratch fever.
So, yeah,
Dead.
so that was always my reasoning that I wanted to, because they were done in the pub by 3 o'clock every day, and I'd be able to go back to work at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like that, livid with this. They got on with them. They all seemed like they had good banter. So yeah, it's all good, man.
That's good. That is a good career. Although I had a friend that was his dad was a postman, and he absolutely loved it. To be fair, and he said it was one of the best jobs. Although I don't think it is now. I think because the old bigger corporates.
Oh yeah, I don't think it is now. But it was just always my thing. So it's an easy answer for me. What about you, big man?
I do something with animals. To be
Excuse
fair,
me?
not like that. That's weird. Not bestiality. Something just with like. I mean, I want to get a guy on this podcast where we send our dogs to, and he is going to come on, and he knows who he is, and he'll be listening to this. I do love dogs. Always had dogs. Love dogs. something with dogs, dog training, stuff like that dog and that bloke on the telly, and he trains the nutty dogs. And
Yeah.
Well, my mum's got a dog, a Shih Tzu, and it's a complete twat. Right? There's no other words for it. It's a twat. And she inquired about that guy called Graham. I forget his name.
Oh, the dog whisperer.
Yeah, and he comes in like a suit,
Yeah,
a three-piece suit, and he just stands there, and dog's like trying to rip someone's face off, and they go, just tickle its left paw, and then all of a sudden it's sitting eating out the hand.
Yeah.
$3,000 he charges.
You're joking?
$3,000 to come round your house and fix basically.
But what happens if he doesn't fix the dog?
Well, it still charges you $3,000.
Bastard.
Yeah. So it's like a dog trainer, dog sort of therapy, something like that.
Sound.
That's where I'd be at.
Sound.
So random ones, but good.
Yeah, but interesting. Questions that we've never asked each other. Sound. And I believe there's a question that leads into...
Oh, yeah.
Andy Burton.
Andy Burton.
Andy Burton.
Andy Burton.
Andy Burton.
Are you ready? Is this Andy Burton who eats a lot?
Andy Burton, who eats a lot, is my brother-in-law, is my manager of my pubs.
Who's got bulimia, just forgets to be sick at the end. He does the eating bit and he goes, oh shit, I knew there was someone meant to do.
I've had that issue for years.
Amateur bulimia.
Yeah, I'm literally...
I know bulimia is a serious thing, but
it is
a
very serious
just
thing.
before someone writes in and starts saying we've offended them.
Yeah, eating disorders are a serious thing. So let's cover that off.
Just
for the record, because we're meant to be all about men's health and men's mental health, and there we are ripping the shit out of that.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, amateur bulimia. Who do you think would be better at each other's jobs? That's raw.
do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go on.
I'll go first.
Go on.
I think it would be better at my job.
You reckon?
Yeah.
That shocked me, that does. Why?
Because I already know that you quite like cooking,
Yeah.
which means you already do a bit of cooking, which gives you a slight head start. It depends how we look at it. We're looking at it from a chef point of view or publican point of view.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking from a chef point of view, you already enjoy doing a bit of cooking.
Yeah.
Which means you're already doing it a bit.
Yeah.
It might be amateur, but you're still doing it. You've got a head start.
Yeah.
I do zero plumbing because if something breaks, I call you. So my starting point is far lower than your starting point. Now, the fact you enjoy cooking, which gives you a chance that you might enjoy being a chef. I don't enjoy fixing pipes.
Do you know what, though? I couldn't do your job.
Which bit?
All of it.
Okay.
And I'll tell you for why. So, when you cook a Sunday dinner, it's all about timing, isn't it?
Yeah, but that can be taught.
Yeah, but when you haven't got ADHD, undiagnosed, or ADHD or whatever I've got, the problem I've got is the tism. The tism is strong. But the problem is that I've been in your kitchen when it's going full chat, and it is frightening, right? It is frightening. I've not seen a hotel scene. I've not seen the places
it's like that times 10, times 100.
Yeah, exactly. And I've only seen it firsthand here with you as head chef and the boys with you. My lad George on pot washing, just it's like a well-oiled machine. But in that well-oiled machine, occasionally, there's a little caveat drops in, isn't there? Like somebody will return some food because they've decided they're intolerant to, porcelain. All of a sudden, they want plastic plates. That's how ridiculous it's getting nowadays, isn't it? And in that would completely screw me to the point where I'd be like, well, hold on, that's gone out. That's gone out. You can't send that back because that's... And I'd have a meltdown at that. Mm-hmm. I couldn't cope with that. I couldn't cope with the sudden change, the change in direction. That would do me. Yeah. You just straight on it, jump on it, change it, and everything else.
It's crisis management.
Yeah.
We taught that over years. It's just working under pressure.
But I think I'd struggle with that. I think, with the only pressure I tend to have is when something bursts quite quickly and you haven't got enough hands to cover the said hole, leak, pipe, what have you.
But I wouldn't know where to start.
Neither do I. That's what push fit caps were invented for.
You put yourself down and you're being very humble and very good at what you do, even though I have rinsed you on this podcast once about
deserved
situation. But I would say that I just wouldn't know where to start. So
I think with our both of our trades, and I think it's something that people don't understand, is the severity of things if things go tits up quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm talking food poisoning for you. I'm talking gas leaks or oil leaks for me.
Yeah, because you were telling me about oil leaks on the way to London. Like, that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah,
like, sod that.
There's one of our followers, Holly, actually. Hello, Holly.
Hi, Holly.
She started following us. She's a female oil engineer.
Does she get an air horn? Because
she needs air horn.
Better give Andy one as well. We mentioned Andy Burton, Ruben Crouch. These are all people that will moan if I don't give them an air horn.
Have an air horn. Yeah. So Holly's started following us. She's a female oil engineer as well, and she's really interested on her Instagram page in the fact that when things go wrong, like oil leaks and gas leaks, like we have to put up with, we're assessed by governing bodies like Gas Safe and Offtech, these people, to name a few, and they will hunt you down like a dog if you get it wrong. And obviously, you're at the same as us, aren't you? That you've got environmental health agencies, where if you poison somebody with food, they will literally come in and shut you down, won't they?
Yeah.
And I think people miss that sometimes, is the fact that when we're doing our jobs, and it's not alone, but when we're doing our jobs, you know, we're working with things that can kill people instantly. Yeah. You get something wrong and I get something wrong, death. And that's the end of it, or an environmental disaster.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it's not really publicised, like, you know.
No.
That's a lot of pressure. And it's something that you touched on earlier, and you said that it's part of your training. It's part of our training that we have to accept that if we get it wrong, they won't stand next to you. They will just blame you. Yeah. And, you know, and it's a scary thing. So, to answer Andy's question, who'd be better? Who?
I feel like we're being really cute, and I'm saying you, and you're saying me. That's what
I think we both respect each other in the difficulties of the day to day.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
And like I'm used to working with a team of staff that do stuff for me. That because we're multi-site operation, I can't do everything myself anymore. So I now, whether it makes me lazy or not, I delegate. So there's a lot of stuff that I delegate. I have to. Where going back to being on my own and I have to do everything. I don't know if I could cope with it.
Yeah, it is hard.
I don't know if I could cope with that. Whereas at the same time, having staff brings its own set of problems.
It does. Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
Can I tell you something? And I know we've been waiting on here, haven't we? I wouldn't normally do this, but I get the privilege of going into customers' houses.
Right.
I haven't told you this. This is epic.
Okay.
And I've had this customer on my books for some time now. She's lovely. She's elderly, but she's really nice. And I'd never been upstairs in her house because I'd never needed to. It was generally all the stuff I'd done was downstairs. Oh, it's so cool, this is. She asked me to go upstairs because she's got a leak on a boiler which is going to have to be replaced. However, she got problems. She said the radiator upstairs was cold in her bedroom.
Yeah.
So I popped upstairs, said, yeah, no problem. Can I go upstairs? She went, yeah, help yourself. She said, just check all the radiators for me while you're up there. So bleed the radiators, let the air out, heats up the radiator, everyone's warm. Went into her bedroom, bled the radiator, turned round to a leopard skin coffin in her bedroom.
So what?
A coffin, a full-size leopard skin coffin. No, I'm not hallucinating because as I was looking at it, she turned up at the door and went, oh, you spotted the coffin. And I went,
it's leopard skin, you can't miss it.
Leopard skin for starters. Why is it doing in the bedroom? Is my second question. But anyway, she answered all of these things. So,
is she a vampire?
No, I asked her that. She said no.
I love that you asked her.
And she hadn't got fangs either. And I said, it's really interesting that, one, you've got a coffin in here, and secondly, it's leopard skin. Would you like to discuss it? And she's like, yeah, I'll tell you about it. So we live in Shropshire. This is based in Shropshire.
No, if it's leopards.
Yeah. She'd been, we're nowhere near any tigers or leopards or anything like that. She'd been down to Ludlow to an antique shop and saw this leopard skin coffin in the antique shop and went in to look at it, to buy it. And the woman said, oh, are you doing a Halloween night? Or she went, no, I think I'll get buried in that. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, you obviously brought it. I said, how do you know that you're going to fit in it when you pass? She goes, I opened it and got in it in the shop. So Not only had she got a leopard skin coffin in her bedroom,
she's road tested it.
She'd road tested it in the shop and actually made the woman close the lid on it.
That is mental.
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah. So it's propped up in. So when she goes to bed at night, you can picture the scene. You know, cosy, warm, roll over, puts her phone on the side, leopard skin coffin. I mean,
why do you want to look at the coffin you're going to be buried in? Like, I mean, granted, leopard skin, bouge, like it, full bouge.
Yeah.
I mean, to the full bouginess of this situation. Jesus Christ. That's a lot to unpack there.
I mean, can you imagine when she dies, though, and the paramedics, I mean, God bless her, but I mean, if ever she passes and she's in bed and she passes and one of the neighbours find her and they run upstairs to check if she's okay, the paramedics are like, well, do we take her down in a bag or the coffin? I mean...
Speed the job up, put the middleman out, bang her in the coffin, get her out of here. Bash.
Yeah, bash.
And on that note... we should wrap it up. Firstly, if people have, in their jobs, found anything as weird as a leopard print coffin in a bedroom, let us know.
You won't.
You won't.
You won't be in that.
I don't know, I reckon there's people out there.
If you've got something that you've seen in either a customer's house, if you work in customer's premises...
Friend's house, anything.
Friend's house.
I want anything that's better than that.
Yeah. You know, like when they go on this, was it Come Dine With Me?
Yeah.
And they go around the bedroom and they go mooching in the room. Yeah. Could you imagine going around that house?
I mean, mint.
You'd have to get it. Would you get in it?
Oh, all day long.
I couldn't fit in it. Can you imagine the size of my coffin?
Well, you could see some else.
It'd be like 5 pallets joined together, stacked up on top of each other.
It'd be like when they transported King Kong.
Shipping containers. What
Yeah,
I
mean.
I want room. I want room and I'm buried. Galvanised.
Keep listening, guys.
Yeah.
Share it. Get people listening. Follow us. Like us.
Please like us.
Like us. We're trying.
You know what? We are enjoying it, and we are getting. And I do say this every time, don't I? But we are getting some good feedback.
Yeah, we are. It's great. If we haven't mentioned any of the questions that you've sent in, we will. We will get to them.
We've got them all.
We might even have to have a special episode where we just do Q&A.
Yeah.
Because we weren't expecting quite the.
And we are coming on YouTube soon.
We're trying.
Yeah.
And we are going to have guests soon as well.
Yeah.
They are lined up. It was trying to get the video working first because we want them to be recorded
We've
properly.
got someone who's going to show us videos.
So yeah, we've got a
Thank
plan.
you, Craig.
Thank you, Craig. On that note, I think it's going to be goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from him.
Bash.
Bash.